Welcome to Catholics Ordinary Time. My name is Father Jack Benz, and I am your host for this podcast. I'm originally from a ranch in Eastern Oregon. I grew up out there in the middle of nowhere. Not a very Catholic culture. Well, there were Catholics. They were my family. I have 5 brothers and 1 sister, and raised out there on a working cattle ranch. Then I went to Gonzaga University in Spokane, where I'm once again living and working and doing this podcast. I studied theater and English lit in my undergraduate, and then I moved to New York to work as an actor, which is excellent. So I did that for about 10 years and did a lot of plays you've never heard of in a lot of church basements that you would never want to visit, but had a wonderful time, learned a ton. Also did a variety of other things because, as you might guess, acting doesn't always pay the bills. So I waited a lot of tables, I worked in galleries, and then I ended up doing a lot of landscaping and then started my own small garden design company as well in Seattle. So then I joined the Jesuits in my early 30s, and then I've done kind of the normal course of studies within the Society of Jesus, which has been a great fit for me. The Jesuits are a missionary order, but we do a lot of other things, a lot of universities, a lot of high schools, and still a lot of socially engaged work. And I have always done a certain amount of work in the arts. So somebody historically done a lot of work in the arts through our colleges and high schools. But I continue to do some work in community-based art, community-based theater, taking the work of Cornerstone Theater Company and doing that kind of work in Washington State with a theater company there. But I've also done a lot of other things, worked for the Jesuit Conference and done a lot of work with young adults, worked in Boise at the Student Center at Boise State, and most recently was pastor at our parish in Hollywood, Blessed Sacrament, which was just a terrific 3 years to be in LA and to understand how LA worked or get a start on it anyway. And then we decided to withdraw from that parish, and I was sent up here to Gonzaga to work in university ministry, but also to build out this podcast. And this podcast is part of a variety of things that I'm doing under the title of Catholics in Ordinary Time. So I write a newsletter for Substack, and then I also produce this podcast, which is a way for us to listen to normal Catholics. Now, you might ask, well, why is that important? Well, I mean, it's obviously always important for people that are wearing collars like this one to listen to people that aren't wearing collars, those people that we hope to serve. And the church is always in a period of change and adjustment and continue to try to understand how to listen to the Catholics that we have today, not the ones we had before, not the ones we had in the Middle Ages, but the Catholics today. Who are they? What do they want? What moves them? Where are their generosities? Where's their brokenness? All those different pieces. And the church right now is going through a period of synodality, which is kind of an awkward word trying to describe that the church is in a listening posture, posture of accompaniment, but also of listening. So how do we create those spaces to listen? Because the understanding is that the Holy Spirit is still alive and well and working within the church. But we often struggle to find those spaces to listen to what the Spirit is telling us now, where the Spirit wants us to go next. So I thought it might be good to create a space within a video podcast form to listen to a variety of Catholics that often we don't give voice to. And I thought, well, this first season should be about young adult Catholics, because there's a lot of them and they change all the time. And so what if we ask them, how's it going with your church practice? So decided to talk to 9 different young adult Catholics who were born Catholic, well, raised Catholic, and sort of maybe, and then stepped away from the church or came back to the church, and a whole variety of situations within that. And it's been a really interesting journey for me to hear more about different people. And it's also been good to me to be back on a college campus, to be listening and around college-age students who, of course, are Catholic in a completely different way. In some ways very, very similar. So I hope that by listening to this season, and as we move into the next season, which is going to be about how LGBTQ community members remain in the church, We're going to talk to folks that are part of that community, but remain in the church. How do they do that? Why do they do that? When often it seems like the church maybe tolerates, is kind of welcoming, sometimes does that, sometimes doesn't. So I'm really looking forward to those conversations as well. So I hope you enjoy Catholics in Ordinary Time and this season and the seasons to come. Thank you so much for listening to Catholics in Ordinary Time. If you like what you're hearing, please consider subscribing so you don't miss anything in the rest of the season. Also, please recommend this to friends and family. And if you're feeling up to it, please leave us a review. That makes all the difference. Again, thanks so much for listening.